Well, the Supremes with a big one today, a major decision from SCOTUS, and the justices are now agreeing to hear the case of a U.S.-born man born in Louisiana but captured in the fighting in Afghanistan. The U.S. government has labeled him an enemy combatant. We used to call him the Cajun Combatant, but they got mad down there in Louisiana, so we stopped it. Anyway, they're holding him without filing any charges, without allowing him to have a lawyer. This is the second major terror-related case that the High Court will hear this term. Judge Napolitano's here now, the Chief Judicial Analyst, so what about it?
Well, he is from Louisiana, which is why you used to call him the Cajun Combatant. An American citizen arrested on the field of battle. He says without a weapon, the government says with a weapon. In fact, he says he wasn't even arrested by the government. He says he was arrested by Afghan warlords who sold him for a bounty to the American military.
Which happened a lot.
Which did happen, and he's never had an opportunity to state that in court. Well, the Bush administration, which won at the trial level, which won at the appellate level, said to the Supreme Court, you guys shouldn't get involved in this, should not get involved. This is a military decision that the president made, and the president had this power. And the Supreme Court said, you know what, today, we'll decide what the Constitution means. We'll decide what powers the president has. He may be right. We may agree with him, but he doesn't have that power until we tell him he does. So the Supreme Court today announced it will decide. Can the president declare, without a trial, without evidence, without any standards, without saying why, that a human being, an American, is an enemy combatant, lock him up, throw away the key, no lawyer, no charge, no judge, no jury, no opportunity to resist what the government wants, solitary confinement until the war on terror is over? That's the profound decision the court will make.
As you just laid that out, without the context of 9/11, prior to 9/11, that whole scenario, I bet, to most Americans would have seemed completely unthinkable.
Absolutely. It would have seemed like the Soviet Union or East Germany. It would not have seemed like anything that happened in this country.
Of course, there was a 9/11.
That's right.
And that's the fact.
That's right.
And now some big decisions.
I don't think anybody questions the president's sincerity or Donald Rumsfeld's sincerity in their zeal to want to protect us.
Oh, some do.
Well,
but you know, I don't think the majority do either.
Their reading of the Constitution is what is to be questioned, because nowhere in the Constitution or in the statutes is the president given this authority.
This could have wide-ranging implications for the prosecution of this war.
It could, because, as you know, and you and I have talked about this before on the air, this is not the only person who's been locked up and had the key thrown away. There's another American. He was arrested at O'Hare Airport, Jose Padilla, in a similar situation. And there are non-Americans who have been locked up, declared enemy combatants, not been allowed to talk to lawyers. Their cases have not yet made their way up to the Supreme Court.
What SCOTUS is, they have a very busy term ahead.
They do. A lot of gifts arrived on their doorsteps around the Christmas time, and this is one of them. Of course, because they're the Supreme Court, they don't have to accept a case. There's no case they're required to hear. They want to resolve this. They want to resolve it for a couple of reasons. One, this is a profound issue, as we just talked about. Does the president have this power? Two, in the Padilla case, an American locked up declared an enemy combatant. The court said the president doesn't have that power, so it has to resolve conflicts between different courts.
And away we go. Judge, enjoy the weekend.
Thanks. You too, Chef. Stay warm.
That's the plan. Never leave the house. Coming up from Studio B, Dick Gephardt's people are laying some strong accusations on Howard Dean's people. And some old television clips are forcing Dean to do some splaining. We'll talk to Carl Cameron about what's going on there 10 days before the Iowa caucuses. That's still to come from Studio B.